continue some of these dope stories. I have with me Miss Monique Pearson. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, Solomon. How are
I'm
you?
doing good. Excited to get into this conversation. Where are you from, Miss Pearson?
Well, I'm originally from upstate New York, but I consider myself a gypsy of the world.
Okay, okay. There's a lot of us out there who've been, lived in different places, and so that's dope. So tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, by day, I work for Department of Defense, and by night, I'm building my own empire,
Yeah,
Soaring Without Limits Enterprises. So
yeah.
that's what I'm passionate about right there.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that in a minute too. I just want to make sure I put that plug out there early because um, I may or may not have done some research about you, and I think you got some dope things to offer. So, what does purpose mean to you?
Purpose means to me, what have you been placed on this earth to do
Yeah,
that no one else can unlock the key to because God gave you that unique DNA for that one thing
yeah,
that lights you up, that you would do without pay, and that you know that you can be of service to someone else.
yeah.
To me, that all of that encompasses purpose.
Miss Pearson came with it. She came ready to go. I love it. I love it. So, what's your purpose, Miss Pearson?
My purpose is introducing women to the world,
Wow.
getting them outside of their comfort zones, helping them to overcome their fear, their mindset. And then also I do work with men too, but
Yeah.
my primary target people that I work with is women, of course, being one, I can understand our mindset, but that is in alignment with what I've been here to do, is to help them be that guide to see what else the world has to offer them.
So, like, how'd you figure out that specific assignment was your purpose?
That is so funny you asked that. I knew that that was something I always wanted to do for myself since 10 years old.
Wow.
I knew that that's what I wanted to do, but it wasn't until the pandemic in 2019 that I figured out that it's not just about me, that I'm here to also serve all of that experience that I had and be able to use it to help another woman, because nothing else besides that I do gives me greater joy than doing that, to be able to serve as that conduit. So I didn't find out until 2019 that it was not just me, but to also help others as well.
So, like, how was that moment for you when it hit you and you was like, I found.
I
You know what I'm
think
saying?
I remember, I know a lot of us, of course, we had nothing but time,
Nothing
but
but
to sit
time.
there. And I was like, at that time in an
Yeah.
Airbnb,
Yeah.
because I was waiting for my house to get built. And I was like, I am not fulfilled. I'm not happy with what I'm doing right now. What am I missing? And I was
Yeah.
like, one, not being able to travel, but I was like, I want to help other people to be able to do it. I'm sure that there are women out here who would love to, but may not know how.
Yeah.
They may be afraid. And I was like, this is something that I know I can do. I know I'm going to enjoy doing it. And it was just like a light bulb, like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, it's no longer acceptable to sit here and say I'm not fulfilled and not do anything about it.
Yeah, yeah. I can appreciate that self accountability.
Yeah.
You said that you didn't want to sit there unfulfilled and not do anything about it. Why do you think it's so hard for people to make the shift that you was able to make?
Complacency,
Yeah,
not wanting to put in the work that goes into it, and then talking yourself out of it. I think the greatest killer of all dreams is right here, that self-talk.
yeah,
What you tell yourself that you can't do because you've never done it. Was I afraid?
yeah,
Yes, I've never been a business owner before. I never knew what it took to do a business, but I just think about everything that I was afraid of. Once I actually stepped out on faith and started doing it, it was worse what I thought it would be in my head than what it was in real life. And I think a lot of times we allow the fear of the unknown to stop us before we even give ourselves a chance.
yeah, yeah. And so, since you've been on this purpose journey since 2019, like, how have your gifts made room for you? You hear that so often that your gift will make
Yeah.
room for you, but like for you, what's that look like?
I just like, man, no one could have told me, one, starting a business
Yeah,
and when the pandemic hit, so I had to wait till 2021.
yeah,
Then that propelled off into being public speaking about not just travel, but overcoming your fears and mindset and parlaying some other things that I've been able to come to. One, releasing a book. It just spiraled into all these other doors that if I did not step out on that one thing, I would have never known what else was standing before me. And I believe a lot of people may be selling themselves short if they would just take that one step. I'm telling you that one step is going to unlock so many doors because you're operating by faith and not by sight.
Yeah, man, you coming through with the word, with the good word today. Man, that's so encouraging to me, and I know it's encouraging to so many of our listeners as well to meet someone like of your caliber that's on purpose and that's passionate about it and that's so relatable.
Yeah, and I just know when you got that passion, when you are excited about something, it is just. People are drawn to that.
Yeah.
So I just like, let me stop trying to jump ahead because I know that's something I'm going to ask you. But anytime you're doing something that you're passionate about, that you are knowing your purpose, it's just going to come through. And people are attracted to that type of energy.
They are. Man, that's man, I love that. So tell us, you mentioned a little bit about what you do, for your business and your purpose, but talk a little bit more about that.
In which regard? You said far as for the business itself?
Yes.
Okay. So basically what I do is pretty much, I know a lot of people's like, well, what's the point of going to, I know they say travel agent. First of all, I consider myself a travelologist. I'm a doctor in this. So I got my PhD in traveling. All right. So that's self-proclaimed. But yeah, I've been doing this since I was 18. It started with the Army. That was like my initial gateway. Doing the military, traveling around the world. And then after that, I was a contractor in the Middle East. I lived in the Middle East. I've lived in Europe. I've lived in Asia. So that one propellant, as far as the military, kicked the door open, and I just kept it open from there. And since then, as far as starting the business, once we got back open to travel, I just started hosting like international trips. So my first one that I did 2 years ago, I took a group to Dubai. This past year, I took a group to Bali. This year, I'm taking a group to Costa Rica. So there's always one big trip that I hosted and go myself. And then throughout the year, I'm helping everybody else make their international travel dreams come reality from there.
Yeah, that's dope. And so tell people, how can they connect with you? As always, the links to all of our guests will be right in the description. So if you're trying to travel, right, you want to learn more about travel and you want to enter into that space, I definitely want to make sure that you get connected, because I do feel like, even for my own life, that in terms of your purpose journey, traveling can help open up your eyes to so many different things. It can help, and I'm sure you're the expert on this. You get rest, you can get clarity. Let's talk about that. What do you think of some of the benefits of travel?
I just think one is deeper than travel. That's one thing I learned. It took me a long time to learn that. First, it was all about the stamps, about the passports, but it wasn't until I was living overseas in other countries that gave me how thankful I am to be a United States citizen, because I think we sell short until you get to experience another culture or someone less fortunate that we take for granted every single day. One, an experience of gratitude. One, as far as being able to overcome mindsets that we may have here, program limited views, and as far as cultural, it just opens up so many doors. Confidence for me, I'm just naming a couple of things that it unlocked for me. That is more than just getting another stamp. So it just runs so much deeper. There's so many things that you can garner for it. And most importantly, I would say appreciation for the things that we take for granted here. I have such a sense of gratitude after living in countries that are way less fortunate than what we have here in the United States.
Yeah, I agree. So how can people connect with you?
One, they can hit me up on my website, soaringwolimits.com. Social media platforms, hit me up at Soaring Without Limits, Facebook, IG, LinkedIn, TikTok, all things Swole. That's what it stands for. Soaring Without Limits. Hit up Swole.
You got to get it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for being a guest on our podcast and telling your story. And we look forward to seeing you do some amazing things and some dope trips
as well. Too. I thank you for having me, and I'm looking forward to connecting with your listeners. Thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you.